Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Overtime. I'm Austin Arnold. Kent State football team, they traveled to Mount Pleasant last week to take on the Central Michigan Chippewas. We'll take it on to Ian Herman for full highlights and much more.
Kent State, Central Michigan, action battle. We'll pick it up first quarter. Dustin Crum play action. He'll throw to a wide open Chris Leach. Turn on the Jets, big fella. He's tackled, but he gets in for the touchdown. Kent's up 7-0 later on. Marquez Cooper from 2 yards out, and he'll make the score 14-0. Flash is looking good early on, but second quarter, Central Michigan, they'll cut the score in half with this 1-yard touchdown from Lou Nichols. And the Chippewas back on offense now. Daniel Richardson to find Dallas Dixon. Chippewas, they're down just 14-13 after the missed PAT. Central Michigan up 5 now, and they'll add to that. Another Dixon touchdown. Central Michigan, they're up 26-14 now to the third quarter. Flash is trying to get back in the game. Dustin Crum find Dante Cephas down the sideline. Breaks the tackle, and he's in for the score. Into the fourth quarter, Central Michigan up 10. Nichols, he'll make it 17. That's his second touchdown. He had 3 on the day. The Chippewas, they run away with it, winning it 54-30.
The Battle of the Wagon Wheel will be happening on Saturday at 12 p.m. in Akron Infocision Stadium as Kent State will travel to face their team down the street in that highly anticipated rivalry. Akron is only 2-8 on the year, their last one coming in early October as they beat Bowling Green 35-20. They have lost 4 straight games since then, and they have also fired their head coach, Tom Arth, mid-season while they were on that losing streak. For Kent State, if they win this game, they will be bowl eligible, and they will also have a chance next week for the MAC East title game against Miami of Ohio at Dick Stadium, so that could be a highly anticipated matchup. But the winner of this game will have ultimate bragging rights and the Wagon Wheel, of course. Kent State has been able to retain the Wagon Wheel ever since 2019. Only time they've lost in the Sean Lewis era was the first year in 2018. And this will be a pretty interesting matchup. For Akron, you get the Wagon Wheel. For Kent State, you have a lot more if you win this game.
Perry, Ohio played host to a matchup of David versus Goliath this past week as the Garfield G-Men took on the Kirtland Hornets. Let's go to Olivia Sharp with the highlight of the OHSAA regional semifinals.
This weekend, I headed out to Perry to watch the Kirtland Hornets take on the Garfield G-Men. We picked things up in the second quarter with Nick Barisic making a 23-yard field goal to get the first points on the board for Kirtland. Later in the second quarter, we visit Kirtland senior Gage Sullivan, who was just having himself a day. He catches this pick from Garfield QB Brody Swagonski, and he just can't be caught. He's juking players left and right until most of the Garfield offense manages to take him down. Then in the third, Kirtland's Mason Russ takes the handoff and dashes down the field as he spins away from G-Men defense and ends up running for 43 yards to get the Hornets near the red zone. And this stellar run by Russ then led to 6 for the Hornets as he drags G-Men defenders into the end zone to put Kirtland up 15-0. But we've got Tommy Goglin icing, and I mean icing since it was hailing, icing it for the Hornets, rushing 9 yards for the TD in the fourth. Kirtland wins 25-7.
From the gridiron to the hardwood courts, the men's and women's Kent State basketball teams took action in their season openers this week. Let's go ahead and check out how they did.
Kent State men's basketball team wrapped up their first week of action with an 84-38 point victory over Oberlin College. This marks 16 straight home opener wins for the Golden Flashes and saw heavy contributions from both familiar faces and even new names. Kent's defense overwhelmed the Oberlin College Yemen as the forced turnovers led to a flurry of highlight dunks for KSU. The Flashes forced 22 Oberlin turnovers, including 4 steals from Malik Jacobs alone. The redshirt junior Jacobs, along with first-year Flash Sincere Carey, set the pace on offense with 14 points apiece, including a combined 5 for 7 from 3. The Flashes are back in action at the Naples Invitational, starting with a matchup against the Dukes of James Madison University. The KSU women's basketball team continued their start of the season tear, putting up triple digits in a Thursday home win against the John Carroll Blue Streaks. The annual kids game for the Flashes brought hundreds of passionate elementary school fans to have an up-close look at the 101-40 big-time win over JCU. Leading the way offensively for the Flashes was the sophomore guard Casey Santoro, who tallied a career-high 19 points and even added a team-leading 6 assists. Lindsey Thal also found herself with a familiar stat line of 15 points and 5 rebounds contributing to the win. The Flashes are back in action at the Gulf Coast Showcase, kicking things off with a showdown against UCLA on Friday, November 26th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week again. We got to call it a wrap on this week's episode of Overtime. But hey, tune back in next week for even more Kent State athletics coverage. From Austin Arnold, I'm Ben McMillen. See you later.